Well, the first significant snowstorm of the season coming our way, and wouldn't you know it, right around Thanksgiving. I think the last 10 years we had some sort of winter storm come our way to provide some hazardous travel conditions, and that's going to happen again across the region. This system is going to be interesting. It is going to come down out of the Gulf of Alaska. You can see the spin up there in the Pacific Ocean to the north, and then a band of clouds kind of coming on in advance of that system. We call that a deformation band of cirrus clouds, and as the storm system presses down almost due south, just off the southwest Oregon coast, it is going to really explode into a very potent winter storm. It is going to impact many areas in the Pacific Northwest, down in towards western areas of Oregon, California. If you're traveling, you need to pay attention to this weather forecast. Make sure your car is winterized. Make sure you have some supplies for warmth in case you break down, because there's going to be a lot of snow in some areas and a lot of wind and dangerous wind chills. This storm system is going to expand towards the east, and check out the snow totals from this computer model forecast as we go through 11 p.m. on Tuesday night. Watch the amount of snow. Now, we had one system which is burying over by, Colorado, bringing snow, but watch how this next system comes in along the coast and fills in all the white areas. Yeah, that's the areas that didn't get snow, including the Treasure Valley. On the ground, I should say, snow accumulations, and that's going to be, all filled in. We are going to see snow accumulations with this next storm system coming on across the region with dangerous wind chills. Again, this is going to start mainly Tuesday night, go in through Wednesday morning, so some real treacherous, dangerous travel weather around the Pacific Northwest. All right, with this report, I'm going to give you a comprehensive snow total forecast from Colorado back towards the Oregon coast, down in towards the Sierra Nevada, of course, back in towards the Treasure Valley and the Idaho mountains. If you're traveling from, say, Moscow all the way down 95 through McCall, we're going to touch upon those snow totals as well. We want you to be safe out there, and I wasn't kidding. Make sure if you are hitting the roadways to make sure you have some warm clothing with you. Make sure if you break down that you're able to stay warm, because the blustery winds will kick up, and we'll get to that wind forecast here in just a bit. But first, let's hit the snow totals across the region. You can see there's a tremendous amount of snow back across the Colorado area from early on Tuesday morning. Now, this snow map goes until 11 a.m., back up around Portland, back across much of the Cascades. We see a little bit of snow coming on through as the system coming in towards the coast starts making its way in our direction. The storm system that is moving out, going into the plains, causing tons of snow in Cheyenne along Interstate 80. You can see this is a 6-hour forecast, by the way, to 11 a.m. in the morning. 2.5 inches in some spots, 5 inches plus around the Colorado area with blizzard-like conditions, 6 inches plus getting over into the Front Range. You get out there in Nebraska, you get over 3.5 inches of snow. Again, this is Tuesday, going up until 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. Now we're going to change and go from that and pull you in with snow totals up around 11 p.m. on Tuesday Mountain Standard Time. Look at the heavy snows around the Sierra Nevada as this powerful storm moves on in. We are going to get over 14 inches of snow in some spots in the higher elevation. Around Portland, we get a few inches of snow in the Cascades, but you can see the snow now moving its way towards the east with just a dusting to an inch of snow coming down through the Blues. But as we advance this, going on into the early morning hours of Wednesday, you'll start to see a lot of green encompass much of the Gem State. Here we go. We're covered with green, yellows, reds, and oranges, most in the Treasure Valley around Boise by 5 a.m. on Wednesday. We'll have around 0.36 inches of snow on the ground. Not quite an inch yet, but getting there. A lot of wind coming on in through as well, so we'll see many areas have snow on the roads with slick conditions by this point. Back up around the Blues and eastern areas of Oregon, we'll get about an inch, maybe 2 inches of snow. Some areas will get 3 to 6 inches of snow in the higher elevations. As we go in for a closer look, we can see back around, the Bennett Mountain area, 3 inches of snow. It looks like some good snow around the Camas Prairie as well. Ada County coming in close to our cities, Meridian, Nampa. Let's see, Meridian coming in around, about 2/10 of an inch of snow on the ground by 5 a.m. on Wednesday morning, and it will really start picking up in intensity. Almost a half inch around Boise. Nampa coming in with around 0.31 inches of snow by 5 a.m. on Wednesday morning, and 0.2 inches of snow as you get out towards Caldwell, and on the way to an inch by Nissa and Parma by 5 a.m. on Wednesday morning. So that's the type of snow we have coming our way. Homedale getting down to around Marsing and Melba. You'll be getting close to a half inch to an inch of snow by 5 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Let's go down to the southeast, down towards Mountain Home. You can see it's going to be snowy along I-84 as you head down to the southeast. Over an inch of snow on the ground by 5 a.m. Wednesday morning. Back around Highway 20 going towards Fairfield, about 2 to 4 inches of snow on the ground by 5 a.m. Wednesday morning. Very treacherous travel if you're heading along Interstate 20. Down around Wendell, Jerome, Gooding, Glens Ferry, all these areas getting about an inch, maybe 2-3 inches of snow on the ground as you go into Wednesday morning, 5 a.m., making for some down by Twin Falls, maybe an inch of snow falling there. Heading over towards Burley and Rupert, you get a little bit of snow coming in, about a half inch of snow on the ground by 5 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Some areas will see a little bit more, especially up in the mountains. Very high winds down through the valley floors as well. Heading around, let's see, that was 75 over around Haley. 2.5 inches of snow, and heading up 55 towards Smith's Ferry, about an inch or two, maybe 1 to 3 inches of snow coming on the ground Wednesday morning around 5 a.m. The heaviest back towards Washington County, getting in towards McCall. It'll start coming down heavier as you get towards 5 a.m. and then back towards Cambridge and Council. You'll get some snow on the order of 1 to 3 inches. And just northwest of Ontario and Payette, it gets pretty hefty. Continuing through the morning around 11 a.m. on Wednesday morning, you can see how the Sawtooths get pounded with snow. Up around Stanley, a lot of reds there and some pinks. That's getting up over 10 inches of snow. Boise and Caldwell, another 0.3 of an inch of snow. So by 11 a.m. Wednesday, many areas in the Treasure Valley will have at least a dusting to over 1.5 inches of snow on the ground. The wind is going to be blowing the snow all over the place. As you get up into the mountains, you see a little bit more. Up around Bogus Basin, maybe another 3 to 4 inches of snow coming on down as we go from 5 a.m. on up and towards 11 a.m. on Wednesday morning. Meridian, Eagle, Caldwell, all picking up between 2 and 3/10 of an inch of additional snow as we go on in through the morning hours. And look at that out by Parma, now up around 0.59 inches and about a half inch of more snow around Homedale. Keep in mind there's going to be a lot of wind with this system, and it's going to be blowing the snow all over the place, so it's not going to be piling up and sticking. A lot of wind-swept snow across the ground. So just dusting, coating the ground in some areas, but the roadways becoming slick. Down by Mountain Home, another half inch to an inch of snow, and then back up around the Camas Prairie, going up down towards Gooding and Twin Falls. You can see there's more snow to be had with another inch, maybe a half inch to 3/4 of an inch is coming down around Wendell. Shoshone getting up into the higher elevations, over 2 to 3 inches of snow from 5 a.m. Wednesday morning to 11 a.m. Wednesday morning. And then if you're heading east, many of you traveling to eastern Idaho or maybe down towards Salt Lake City, Snowville getting a lot of snow. Should see 1 to 3 inches of snow down here as you come up, especially in the higher elevations coming down I-84, heading down towards Snowville. So watch out through that area. As you can see, many areas are in yellow and red, and so that's around 2 to 3 inches of snow in some of these areas. There's Snowville. That's where they like to close down the highway, and by 11 a.m. Wednesday, we could see some treacherous travel conditions heading down towards southeastern areas of Idaho, getting down towards Salt Lake. You can see as we go down towards Utah, there's Brigham City, 2.61 inches, and back up to the north, you can see lots of reds and yellows on the higher elevations. Does look like there'll be a pretty good amount of snow heading east, going around Pocatello, maybe an inch, 1 to 3 inches. So pretty much all of the Snake River Valley getting some treacherous travel Wednesday morning. As you head out going to your Thanksgiving destinations, please use caution as you continue pushing towards the east, back across central areas of Oregon, around an inch or two coming on down around the Bend area. You could get some good accumulations. Heading south down to Reno could be real treacherous as well. Many areas here picking up around an inch or two, maybe 3 or 4. And then in the higher elevations, of course, you see those purples with around 10 inches of snow coming down between 5 a.m. and 11 a.m. on Wednesday morning. That's Mountain Standard Time. Boy, what a tremendous amount of snow. Then, as we go into the afternoon hours on Wednesday, this is the 26th, 2019, 5 p.m. on Wednesday afternoon. Again, the heaviest areas seeing snow around Stanley. Sun Valley should be great skiing there. The craters of the moon. 20, not a good road to travel in eastern areas of Idaho. Snow tapering off, but heaviest down towards northern Utah, heading down towards the Salt Lake area. 3.38 inches of snow coming down. Back across much of Boise, you can see nothing falling, so by this time we hopefully see an improved road condition. Back up around the Blues, still some lingering snow showers, maybe an inch or two on top of all the snow that had already fallen. So some areas going to get up between 3 and 6 inches of snow in sections of the Blues, and back down towards the south, additional snows, although tapering off back in the Sierra Nevada. But you can see the Wasatch Range all the way down into southern Nevada getting some snows out of this storm system. So a pretty tremendous potent storm system, but nothing showing up in the afternoon around Ada Canyon County. The blustery conditions will be around for sure, but back towards the Bennett Mountain area, just north up into the Camas Prairie area, Haley, that's where your heavy snows will keep on coming down, where some areas over there by the Sawtooth National Forest picking up maybe a foot or maybe a foot and a half, maybe even more across the region. As this storm system starts to really crank up late Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, the winds will make a dramatic shift to the south and east and really increase as we go through the evening. It wouldn't surprise me to see a few power outages across the Magic and the Treasure Valley going into the overnight hours, Tuesday night into early Wednesday morning. Keep that in mind. If you're in the Treasure Valley, you may wake up without power, and so maybe some of you will not have heat. So keep that in mind. Make sure you have some blankets and you're prepared, because the winds will get very gusty with this storm. Across the Treasure Valley, you see those darker shades of purple and blues coming on through. That's the wind speeds across the region. The arrows showing the direction of the winds coming on down across the region. And generally, we'll see wind speeds on the order by 5 p.m. Tuesday kick up anywhere between 10 and 25 miles per hour from the southeast with some higher gusts. So keep that in mind. The Magic Valley starting to get a little bit of winds increasing during the afternoon on Tuesday, but clearly the strongest winds closer to the storm system, which will be just off the Medford coastal line area out there in western and southwestern areas of Oregon. Look at the winds coming up through the Harney Basin back towards southwestern areas of Oregon. You're talking some wind speeds here up over 40 miles per hour, pretty easy across the region here from south and southeast direction. Back up around Bend, we're looking at winds around 26 miles per hour. Look at the very large increase in winds across much of the Treasure Valley, 40 miles per hour just around the Boise area, 35 miles per hour in northern Ada County around Eagle. And then as you see, as we go down towards Snowville in northern Utah, 34 miles per hour around 11 p.m. So visibilities could be low with snow coming on down. And then out here, look at this, in southern Oregon, we're talking 52 mile per hour winds, heavy snows, 46 mile per hour winds, heavy snows. So blizzard-like conditions coming down around Medford, Oregon, southwestern Oregon with this storm system. Tremendous amount of snows in northern California, coming over to northern Nevada. As this system expands towards the east, the precipitation will expand towards the east, going in towards 11 p.m. on Tuesday from 5 a.m. Not much change. We get wind speeds in the 30 to 45 mile per hour range through the Treasure and Magic Valleys. So a tremendous amount of wind energy with this storm. So there you have it. We want you to be safe on the roadways. I know a lot of people are traveling. You're getting a little different forecast here and there as this storm system pinwheels in across much of the Northern California or Western Oregon coastline. It's really going to tighten up and really start spinning in the atmosphere. That will at times send a band of clouds up to the north over the Snake River. Don't be surprised if you see some clearing actually come out at times with this storm, because the storm's so strong, we get what's called a dry slot or a clearing in the atmosphere, and that could bring some breaks in the clouds in the afternoon hours on Tuesday. Don't be deceived, though, because that is going to give way to some more increasing precipitation in the form of snow. So this is not going to be a tremendous ski forecast for forecast mountains over here in southwest Idaho. The winner out of this storm looks to be Pomerelle ski area and back towards the Sun Valley area in eastern Idaho. But this is setting the stage for that active weather pattern I talked about in my winter weather outlook issued just last week. And so hopefully you've had a chance to check that out. I paint all the snow totals for the season. And if you watch that, I created this forecast or that forecast weeks ago. So it'll be in the early stages of November, saying that we'd have around 2 to 6 inches of snow possible in the Treasure Valley by the end of November. That looks like it may not be that severe in the Treasure Valley, but we are going to get some snow, 1 to 4 inches in some areas. I want you to be safe out there. Be sure to winterize your car if you haven't. The brunt of this for the Treasure Valley looks to be coming on in overnight Tuesday night, going into early Wednesday morning, and then tapering off in the afternoon in southwest Idaho. But as I just spelled out and pointed out in most of the maps, tremendous amount of snowfall coming on across the region in eastern areas of Idaho, back across areas of Oregon, and then down in towards northern Utah, where it could be very dangerous travel if your car is not prepared for it. So that's the Weather Show with Vin Crosby. Please share this with all your friends and family who are traveling in the West, and keep checking back in. If you haven't subscribed yet, hit that subscribe button at the bottom of the screen and tell your friends and family to do so. Thanks for watching the Weather Show with Vin Crosby right here on YouTube.